This administration is pitting our uniformed military
and intelligence community professionals
against American citizens.
Like us. You all swore an oath
to protect and defend this Constitution.
Right now, the threats to our Constitution aren't just coming from abroad, but from right here at home.
Our laws are clear. You can refuse illegal orders.
You can refuse illegal orders.
You can't have a soldier out on the battlefield or conducting a classified order questioning whether that order is lawful or whether they should follow through.
Democrats have put out a video that is provocative, and now the Trump administration has been provoked. And they are overreacting. And as a result, we are going to engage in a discussion about partisan theater that does nothing to benefit the American people. Congratulations. So before I get to the details about what Defense Secretary or Secretary of War Pete Hegseth is doing in the form of an investigation and some serious threats against Senator Mark Kelly, Cenk, any thoughts?
Yeah, I want to, after you lay out the facts of the case, I want to talk about what are the political ramifications and what are the legal ramifications here. What kind of country are we going to be after this is all over, and how this affects all of that?
A crumbling one, that kind of country. Spoiler alert. Okay, so the video was posted to Democratic Senator Elisa Slotkin's X account, and it featured the following Democratic lawmakers: Senator Mark Kelly from Arizona, Representative Chrissy Holohan from Pennsylvania. I don't know if I said that name correctly, I apologize. Representative Chris Deluzio, Representative Maggie Goodlander, and Representative Jason Crow. Now, to clarify some positions, Kelly is a retired Navy commander. Slotkin used to work for the CIA, as we all know. The other four are former military, but they are not yet retired. So that's important information to know, important context for what Pete Hegseth is now saying he wants to do in response to the video that they put out. Essentially, look, what they said wasn't really controversial, right? They're just saying to the military, and this is the law, you are allowed to refuse to carry out unlawful, unconstitutional orders by, the president of the United States and his administration. Now, the context is what matters here, because obviously they're trying to imply that President Donald Trump is using the military or utilizing the military in unlawful ways. And so the Trump administration reacted how you would expect them to react, right? That, this is essentially urging the military to avoid following orders from the commander-in-chief. This is wrong, this is treason. In fact, Trump lost it over this and immediately wrote, seditious behavior punishable by death. Now, again, nothing illegal has been ordered, which is something Jason Crow and Elisa Slotkin even admitted to. Let's take a look at that.
What are you talking about specifically?
Yeah, I appreciate you asking. Well, number one, the protests at Lafayette Square in the first Trump administration, where he said, can't you just shoot them? Can't you just shoot them in the legs or something? That's his direct quote. And of course, the then chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff.
That was not a military order. That was a comment. That's not a military order.
When that's coming from the president of the United States to your generals, don't you think that's a request? That's
I'm
a question?
asking specifically.
That's number one. Here's a novel idea. How about we actually prevent things from happening before they become a problem?
I think that's what they're trying to do.
What you're saying is we have to wait until there's a problem to respond to that problem.
No, I'm not.
So let's talk right now. Do you believe President Trump has issued any illegal orders?
To my knowledge, I am not aware of things that are illegal, but certainly there are some legal gymnastics that are going on with these Caribbean strikes and everything related to Venezuela.
Then why did you put out the video?
Yeah.
To be politically provocative.
No.
So congratulations?
No, it's actually worse than that, Anna, because, all right, so the video is weird. I don't know why these former CIA people, et cetera, are putting out this video, but we can come back to that. But the fact that they didn't think it through is what bothers me the most.
100%.
So when you put out a video saying don't follow Trump's illegal orders, what do you think is the first question they're going to ask you? What illegal orders? Now, at that point, you have to have your answer ready. And your answer could be, the Venezuelan boat strikes. They're literally extrajudicial killings, and you shouldn't be doing that. The answer could be military in the streets. But wait a minute, if you're gonna tell folks not to follow an illegal order and you think the military in this treats as an illegal order, you're probably right. But should the military guy on the street be making that decision? Probably the court should be making that decision, right?
Yeah, that's exactly right.
So when they ask you that question, are you gonna get stuck in this quagmire of trying to tell individual troops to adjudicate by themselves whether it's an illegal order or not? Or do you mean, and which is a legitimate thing to say, hey, if he's telling you to murder somebody on a boat, don't do it, it's an extrajudicial killing, right? That's actually fair. But then they come out and they say, no, we're not saying that. Then what are you saying? And you didn't think that they would ask you? And then when you then had no answer, that you would look ridiculous? How could you not plan that out?
Now, the only thing that might save these Democrats who clearly did not think this through is in my opinion, and I think the opinion of a lot of people, including some congressional Republicans, is the overreaction of the Trump administration. So let's get to that. Because Pete Hegseth's legal advisor, Tim Parlatore, argued that this is a disaster. This could lead to some real problems for service members. They could be court-martialed if they refuse to follow orders that were legal. And then now Democrats are facing possible investigations, possible punishment. I don't think they're going to face actual punishment, but I think phony investigations are probably going to be launched. So the Defense Department announced that they are opening an investigation specifically into Senator Mark Kelly for misconduct. According to the Department of Defense or War, a thorough review of these allegations has been initiated to determine further actions, which may include recall to active duty for court-martial proceedings or administrative measures. This matter will be handled in compliance with military law, ensuring due process and impartiality. So since Mark Kelly has not retired from the military, he would be able to be activated again as a service member, and then would have to undergo military courts over his involvement in this video.
Yeah, look, I want to go back to why the video is weird and then ramifications. Wait a minute, do they know something we don't know? In which case, I
don't think they know anything we know. These guys are super incompetent.
Yeah, I know, but remember there are forces inside the US government that don't really work for the US government. And if Trump is going to if they have a sense that Trump is going to give an order that somebody else doesn't like, is this a heads up to don't follow that order, follow our orders instead? So that makes me concerned a little bit, but unlikely. What is more likely is this is a Cory Booker-like stunt.
Yes, that's probably why I'm so irritated by it.
Yeah, and so why did Cory Booker filibuster something when there was no bill, which is so strange? Because when there's a bill involved, on economic issues, they agree with the Republicans completely. So they don't want to block a bill that would help the donors of both parties.
They want to give the illusion of a fight.
The illusion of a fight, exactly. And so that's why they filibuster literally nothing.
Right.
And in this case, they're giving you a warning about nothing. It could happen, but it hasn't happened, they say, right? By the way, that helps Trump, because they're now validating he's done nothing illegal. Oh, don't do that. I think the Venezuelan boat strikes are illegal, right? And so they're helping Trump. Why? Because they want to give you the illusion of fighting for you, but not on any given issue, because on the issues, they kind of agree with Trump.
And by the way, the Department of Defense noted that service members have a legal obligation under USMJ to obey lawful orders, and that orders are presumed to be lawful. So a service member's personal philosophy does not, this is obvious, does not justify or excuse disobedience. So if you just disagree with the president, you as a service member are not allowed to just tell the government, no, I'm not going to carry out these orders because I disagree with them. They have to be unlawful. Anyway, that's not the only thing that's happening. So apparently The other lawmakers could be investigated as well. This morning, it was reported that the FBI has requested interviews with all 6 members. The Justice Department official who spoke on the condition of anonymity said the FBI interviews with the lawmakers were to determine if there's any wrongdoing and then go from there. And in response to the DOD investigation, Mark Kelly fired back by issuing a statement, touting his military record and what an amazing leader he is. When I was 22 years old, I commissioned as an ensign in the United States Navy and swore an oath to the Constitution. If this is meant to intimidate me and other members of Congress from doing our jobs and holding this administration accountable, it won't work. Okay, accountable for what though, Mark? Senator Kelly, again, it's clear that no one has really thought this through. This is the illusion of fighting back. What are you fighting back against? I mean, at least have a clear goal here, a clear objective, other than, again, the illusion of fighting.
So that leads us to the legal and political ramifications. So legally, I don't think Mark Kelly and those guys have anything to worry about.
I agree.
Yeah, because first of all, Trump's madman. What are we talking about? Death. It's crazy. You're gonna kill a sitting US senator because he said don't follow illegal orders, which is actually the law of the United States. You saw us disagreeing with the video on a political and strategic level, but on a legal level, they didn't do anything wrong at all. And you saw Trump's stupid trumped up charges against Comey and Letitia James, and they go into court and they're such clowns that they get laughed out of the court. They didn't file it right. They didn't show it to the grand jury. She's not an official lawyer for America. They bring in a plumber and they're like, I don't know, I think Comey's doing something illegal or something. And the court throws them out and it's humiliating. So the same thing's gonna happen here. Nothing is gonna come of these so-called charges. But politically, unfortunately, both sides win. Wait, why do both sides win? Because Mark Kelly has never done anything for you in his entire career, corporate Democrat 101, and in fact, he's most likely to join with Republicans on any economic issue. But now he has the illusion of fighting for you, and a lot of the old school Biden-Hillary voters are like, oh, Mark Kelly, we're with you. We won't let them bring you to prison. He ain't going to prison. This is crazy talk, right? And Mark Kelly's not anybody's hero, and what is he even fighting for? And then Trump wins because he riles up the angriest part of his base. Oh, they're traitors and we're gonna get them. And the radical right loves that kind of talk, right? So both sides win by falsely appealing to their base. And we all lose because this is literally an issue about nothing. Nothing at all.
Yeah.
It's totally invented by politicians, for politicians, by politicians, of the politicians, right?
Yeah, by the way, I mix things up. It doesn't even freaking matter, but Mark Kelly is retired. The others are still active military duty. So Kelly doesn't fall under the jurisdiction, I forget the exact wording. So the, whatever, it doesn't matter, okay? Mark Kelly's retirement status is different from the rest, which is why the DOD can go after him with this phony investigation.
And by the way, if they actually did it and they brought him to a military tribunal and they did all these terrible things, their popularity would be 12%, right? It's not a winning issue for them. It's just Trump trying to rile up his base. And that leads to my final point. So Trump is saying that Marjorie Taylor Greene is a traitor. These 6 Democrats are traitors. But Ambassador Mike Huckabee, who met with a literal traitor in the US Embassy in secret without telling the White House or the CIA or any other part of the US government, is not a traitor. He's perfectly fine. No, these are all distractions, guys. Neither the Democrats nor Marjorie Taylor Greene is anywhere near a traitor. But there are traitors in the government, and they are meeting with other literal traitors, and they are working for a different government and not ours. And meanwhile, you're all distracted by a thing that doesn't even exist.
Let's be absolutely specific. The United States ambassador to Israel, Mike Huckabee, met with a convicted traitor to the United States secretly and without the knowledge of the White House. Okay, that should be a scandal that everyone is talking about. The fact that Huckabee met with Jonathan Pollard, who sold US secrets to Israel and spent 30 years in prison for it. Why did Huckabee meet with him and what were they discussing?
But meanwhile, New York Times, good job, they broke the story. Credit where credit is due. You turn on cable news, They're talking nonstop about whether Marjorie Taylor Greene's a traitor and Mark Kelly's a traitor. But no one is talking about whether Mike Huckabee's a traitor. Yeah. Because God forbid they should ever, anger their boss. If Israel's not their boss, what the hell is this?
Yeah.
Why aren't you talking about why Huckabee hasn't been fired and why maybe he should be in prison? That is insane to meet with a traitor in secret in our embassy. Insane. And Cable News goes, nope, 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 nope. And if you bring it up, anti-Semite will ruin your career. Then okay, then you work for Israel and it's super obvious. Every time you ring the bell below, an angel gets his wings. Totally not true, but it does keep you updated on our live shows.